Good morning, everyone. This is today's Trader's Daily Discipline. I'm your host, Jason Allen. As always, good to be here. It is Wednesday, the 6th of August, 2025. I've got a little bit of insight for you today, following in the footsteps of yesterday's broadcast. Got a lot of good feedback from my beginning audience. Some of you guys have really stepped up and put some nice comments out there for me and have been very supportive of what I want to do in regards to trader education and development. Um, the feedback that I got made me think a little bit about, you know, a theme that maybe we can work with over the next few sessions. Um, if you'd like to hear more on a particular topic, then I would welcome that. So if you have a moment, you'd like to take a second and kind of put your 2 cents in for me, I'd love to hear that. So that being said, I want to kind of follow in yesterday's footsteps just a little bit, and give you today's quote to get us started. And here it is: Natural ability without education has more often attained to glory and virtue than education without natural ability. And that was said by, of all people, Cicero, Roman historian and philosopher, died in 46 BC. Um, I've not read very much about Cicero, other than there's no photos of the man. But I thought this was really an interesting quote, kind of following in yesterday's footsteps, where, learning about the nature of the markets and the fact that, we can't really make money um, because of what we do. We have to wait for the losing trader to decide to take their loss. That's really where our profit comes from. And following in that footsteps, you know, natural ability when it comes to trading, there really isn't anything that you and I bring to the table as natural ability. Um, when I say that, I mean we have to be careful not to think that our we're being good with numbers, or we can crunch numbers like in our head, let's say, or we're really good at balancing a checkbook, or we're really good at some skill set, like we're really good with your hands or something. There really isn't anything that we can bring to the table to help our trading approach other than our willingness to become educated about what really matters. And I think that is why I wanted to use this quote today, really, is that the education that we need to have is something that most of us aren't really aware of what we need to have. And so we don't use our natural ability in trading. Our natural ability in trading is the willingness to make changes and to learn things that you didn't know you needed to learn. That educational process, you'll go farther with that educational process than you will taking all your natural ability that you have right now for everything else and applying it towards some form of analysis or market study or trading method that's not your own. Um, I'm a firm believer in this, that buying somebody else's system or studying somebody else's opinion on how to use something, like, for example, there was a period of time when candlestick charting was all the rage, and everybody followed a particular guy in the candlestick charting world like he was some sort of messiah. And I'd like to know where those people are today. So, what I'm saying is, natural ability without education has more often attained to glory and virtue than education without natural ability. In other words, doing your thing your way, not listening to anybody else, not going to trading school, none of that stuff, you'll go farther that way than you will taking what you believe to be important, like your ability to crunch numbers, your ability to work with your hands and chart and all the rest of it, whatever it is. What you think you have that's important to the markets isn't. And if you go that route and get educated, spend all your time learning other people's points of views on all this, you're going to end up probably most likely not succeeding. In fact, the probabilities are 85% of people doing that lose. So I would say you won't. And again, that's not my opinion. That's just the numbers. So I think the lesson I want to share with you today, what I feel strongly about as a trader and educator, is that look, however you want to do this is fine. Throw out everything you've learned up till now and try it on your own with a willingness to change and adapt as being everything that's important. Don't get educated using traditional methods and don't use your traditional thinking process as being so important that that's all that matters. Take a step back, take a deep breath, ask yourself, do I really want to follow this Elliott wave crap? What this sounds great, and because I'm an electrical engineer and I studied for all this technical stuff for all these years and whatnot in technical analysis, Elliott Wave, this really, guy who's an engineer, he's going to love that because it's very complex and difficult and takes time to learn and blah, blah, blah. But in the final analysis, no one's making money using that. If they were, guess what? There wouldn't be any other kind of analysis. See, that's the thing that people don't really put together real well, is that the way you want to do this is the right way. The way somebody tells you to do it, that doesn't make any difference. So take a step back. Don't put yourself in the hands of someone who's just giving you an opinion anyway. Put yourself in your hands. Take your natural ability to learn and figure it out on your own without a lot of help. You'll go farther without that education that we pretend to rely on around here. So, that being said, hope we have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday. In between now and then, I welcome your comments and questions or points of view. And we'll see if we can't make this 5 to 8 minutes every morning the best part of your trading day. Guys, have a great one, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.